now going to start attaching the chain wheels, which is nice and simple, just adding little bits on and then sticking into position. I'm going to do that for all 6, and then after that we're going to actually start putting supports onto it. As you can see, this is the first chain wheel in place, nice and simple. Now what we're going to do is fit on the rest of these and then move on to the other side, but I'll show you what all the wheels on looks like on one side first. These are the chain wheels, these are the side ones I've just finished, the mid and mast ones, so I have to dry a bit. So what I'm going to do is actually leave them for now, and I'm going to do them tomorrow. What I'm going to do is actually finish off the chain wheels here, finishing rigging them off. What we have to do first is actually make loads of these loops here, and these small ones as well. And then when that's done, tie them like this along the chain wheels. And then when that's done, up to this point, I'll show you what we've done from then. Okay, so this is what we have to do for all the chain wheels. Put these chains on accordingly, and then secure them to the hole. As you can see, all the chain wheel pieces are now on, and I've painted all of them black, and after priming it with Mr. Hobby Metal Primer. So yeah, it's looking very nice, but what I'm going to do now is have to repeat this step on the other side, so it'll take a while. What we're going to be doing now is starting the bowsprit. First off, we're going to sand 2 flats and then carve this section here as shown around the edges, and then when that's done, we'll come back and move on to the next step. I'm starting the bowsprit now as the chain wheels take a while to dry, because I have to use quite a lot of glue for them. So while that dries, I can actually work on this. So I'll get started on that now. So I've now sanded the section over here. Now what we're going to have to do is mark the end bit, which is a 6mm round section. I'm basically just going to carve that nice and easily, and then when that's done, we'll move on to making the block. You can see now the mast cap has been shaped to fit the dowels like this parallel. So what we're going to do now is start actually cutting these bits out for the bowsprit. Now put in all the brackets and the B's and the support under it, and I've drilled the 2 1mm holes. What I'm going to do now is bind everything as we have on the other masts, and when that's done, we'll paint it all yellow ochre. As you can see now, the bowsprit is finished. The flying jib boom is finished as well. As you can see. Next, we are going to be moving on to the flying jib boom, and then when that's done, we're going to create the jack staff and the dolphin strikers as well. So we end up with all these pieces here that will all come together. So yeah, so I've got all the parts here now that I needed to make the whole bowsprit, and here as well. Well, I'm going to start. We'll start putting it all together now. First thing I'm going to do is put the jib boom and the bowsprit together using the cap, and then trimming the end of the bowsprit off. And when that's done, we'll move on to the dolphin striker in a second. So I've also secured the dolphin. Next, we're gonna put on the flying jib boom. As you can see, this is now the finished, fully rigged bowsprit. So what I'm gonna do is put that aside, and I believe we are going to be moving on to something else now. So yeah, I believe we'll start building the compass binnacle actually. Okay, so I'm now going to start making the compass binnacle. I'm just gonna cut all these parts here and then stain it with American walnut dye, and that's just that. Okay, what I'm doing now is starting to work on the gallery. What I'm gonna have to do first is put these decorations on. Just drying it and I'll put them on as shown. I've also realised that I've painted the balusters the wrong colour, but it's okay because we can touch them up when we line the gallery. What I'm going to have to do is, I'm not going to put the flag on first, the trophy, but what I'm going to do is bend the 1.5 strips on so we get this, and then when that's done, we are going to then put on the flag. We'll go from there. Okay, the decorations are in place, the strips are in place. I've also started to paint the emblem. What I'm going to do is finish painting the emblem, and when it's done I'm going to stick it on, but first I'm going to paint these strips black, and then we're going to actually start lining the gallery. The emblem's now been fully painted and glued on. What I'm going to do now is start lining the gallery. First I'm just going to do the basic yellow ochre outline, and then when that's done I'll show you how we're going to make the windows. Okay, so about 2 hours of painting later, this is what we've achieved. Next what I'm going to have to do is actually paint the frames. What I'm going to do is you have an option of just painting it block, which is simple, or with the two sides with a split of black in the middle. I'm going to try a split of black, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm either going to mask it or do it freehand. It really depends on... I'll just have to try it out and see, because I'll just paint over it with black if I fail it a bit somewhere. But yeah, this is going to take a very long time, but it should look very nice in the end. You can see the entire gallery is now lined. It's come out beautifully. The amount of details is ridiculous. What I'm going to do now is, we're actually very close to finishing pack 9 today. Very, very close. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start rigging the first carronade. It's nice and simple, double blocks and then sort of like cannon, and then just put it through to the wall. So I'm just going to make this all without showing you any of it. And after that we'll be moving on to the details, such as these things and pin rails. But yeah, I am going to now continue with the carronade and fit it. I'll show you when it's done, and then we'll move on to the fittings of the quarterdeck. Okay, as you can see, the carronade is rigged. What I'm going to do now is start making the quarterdeck fittings. I'm going to make 2 pairs of these and then put them in their positions when they're black, and then after that we'll start working on these pin rails that I will show you in a bit.